NCM Sports Talk is a program focusing on athletes, alumni, and coaches from Norwood's past, present, and future. On this episode, we catch up with college athletes Brian Mateer and Noah Bodette, and we meet two very ambitious TV students. All this and more on the second episode of NCM Sports Talk.
Hello everybody, I'm Mark Hoover and NCM Sports Talk is back for another episode, so let's get right to it. Over the summer, NCM sports announcer Shane Delamere sat down with his friend and former classmate Brian Mateer to learn how Brian prepared for his sophomore season as part of the Endicott football team.
Hi, I'm Shane Delamere here with NCM Sports Talk. Today, I'm with my friend Brian Mateer, and we're going to be talking to him about how his Endicott football career has been going. So Brian, how was your first year at Endicott?
It was pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. I had two roommates that really helped my experience out. Then meeting all the football players, the coaches. It was nervous going in, as always.
Yeah.
College, you don't know what to expect. But looking back at the year, I had a lot of fun and not a lot of regrets. So I'm happy about that.
It's good to hear. So what was the biggest difference between playing high school football here and playing football at Endicott?
I think the biggest difference is football's more of a year-round thing there. I come in. It's kind of similar in the summer/fall. You come in, you do camp, but just throughout the year, like after the season ends, like you get your Thanksgiving break, and then we're right back, and we're just doing football workouts right away. And we're waking up at 6 a.m., going to the cold turf field, and we're doing sprints. And then you got to lift later after classes during the day. So it's football becomes a part of your whole year there, and it's kind of fun that way. There's no going on to playing hockey, and then baseball. You don't get a break really.
Mm-hmm. That's good to hear. So for the next season coming up, what are things looking like for Endicott?
This past season we had a very successful year. We ended up going 10-0, which was amazing. Unfortunately, though, we lost in the first round of playoffs to Springfield College. That was a bummer, but I think we had a great year this year, and we have a lot to build off of next year. Coming back next year, I'm looking forward to having the experience coming in, knowing what to expect in camp. We set the expectations last year, and we're looking to build off them this year and go further, get our first NCAA playoff win.
Mm-hmm.
And we built a strong schedule this year, definitely a lot tougher than ours last year because we're raising the expectations, setting the standard higher, and we're looking to achieve more success that way.
So for your freshman year, I assume that you probably had a smaller role. Do you hope that you're going to be gaining a bigger role next year?
Yeah, absolutely. Every year you're looking to grow as a football player, and certainly, this year I did have some success. I would hope. As a freshman coming in, you don't know what to expect. You don't know if you're going to ever step on the field. But I was lucky enough. I was able to play a couple games at running back, get a few carries in, so get that experience was pretty important to me, pretty helpful. It's pretty scary, but, I think coming in next year, if I'm looking to gain my role, having that experience as a freshman certainly helps me. And playing special teams, too, that's a big part of it. I'm trying to get on the field any way I can. So, I was lucky to play special teams throughout the whole season, being able to travel with the team, which not everyone gets to do. So, I don't take that for granted at all. So I'm just hoping to build my role every year and just find a way to get on the field, honestly.
There you go. How have the X's and O's and the strategy aspect have changed from when you were in high school to now playing for Endicott?
It's different. High school, you kind of know what to expect in some ways. This is their star player, he's going to get the ball, they do this. It's more simpler, In college, it was a lot of film. We have meetings every day of the week. We have one day off of no film, but every day of the week we're watching film on the other opponents. We're watching film on ourselves in practice. And it's just the X's and O's. You just get coached more. there's more plays. Obviously, the playbook is bigger in college, but it's not too difficult to handle. You just got to stay on top of it. I really enjoy it. I enjoy X's and O's. Like, I think that's a fun part of football, so that's made it fun for me. It's a big jump, but not too hard of a jump. I think I handled it well. It's just fun that way.
There you go. So you're studying the playbook more than class, or are you?
No, I'm a good student.
Okay.
You know this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, no. That's a big part about college football too. Is you got to be able to balance.
Right, because I feel like that's not talked about that often. You're not just playing football there. You actually have to go to class just like everyone else.
Yeah, honestly, I wake up and I don't have a lot of free time in my day, so I got to be productive from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. And I think that honestly helps us as athletes. I mean, we don't have a lot of procrastination time, so I think that's helped me in school too. We don't have a lot of free time, so I'm just working, and then I'm hitting the hay.
There you go. With that spare free time though, what are you spending it on nowadays?
It's a good question. I mean, in college I played a lot of video games,
There you
play
go.
with my roommates, whatever they're doing, play some poker with some of my
Every once in a
friends.
while, yeah.
Watching film too, honestly, it's a good free time activity while you're working. I don't think it's like working, I enjoy watching film, and I don't look at it that way. Just like football, I don't think it's working. I just enjoy it. You know?
So what's this off season been looking like for you? I know you're just coming off an ankle injury. So how's that been? How's that recovery process going so you can get at full strength for the football season coming up?
It was unfortunate. During spring practice, I unfortunately broke my ankle during a relay race. But thankfully, it could have happened during the year. That's the way I look at it. So I've been having this whole summer to heal. It's been all right. I've had a lot of ups and downs, honestly. Like some days I wake up, I'm feeling good, like I could run. And then some days I wake up, my ankle's hurting, and it just puts me down. But, a little adversity never hurts anybody. I've been working out at Compete Strength and Conditioning in Norwood. It's a great place. Strongly recommended. My head strength coach at Endicott told me to work out there because he knows the guy. And I'm so glad he did because I met a lot of cool people along the way, and they're pushing me to help get ready for next season. I report August 9th this year, so it's pretty crazy to think about. Yeah,
it's 2 weeks?
Less than 2 weeks, so I'm not there yet with my ankle, but I'm almost there, so I can't wait for that.
Getting nice and strong. All right, well, before we go, we have some quick rapid-fire questions for you, if you don't mind answering. So.
Absolutely.
Put like a minute on the clock here. We'll do, all right, first one. Favorite place to eat in Norwood?
Oh, that's a tough question. If we're talking like dinner, Conrad Steak Tips, easily.
Conrad Steak Tips.
My
What about
number one
lunch?
choice. Lunch? Is it what you said in Norwood?
Yeah.
Oh. Feisty Greek's pretty good.
Good
I
call.
like Feisty Greek.
Good call right there. All right, now we'll transition to breakfast. Favorite cereal?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Right, wow.
Next
That's
question.
easy. Favorite ice cream?
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough, okay. Favorite movie?
Ooh. Miracle's always classic answer. I know. I like the Rocky movies. Rocky 2 or Rocky 3.
It's coin flip.
Coin flip, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Those
All
are
right.
good movies.
Last one here. Favorite pro athlete?
I love Bergeron. He
Just retired. Yeah.
He was a great leader, someone you could look up to. John Cena. John Cena's a
Great
pro
call.
athlete.
Great call.
He's a Massachusetts native, very
West Newbury.
inspiring. Yeah. You can't see me.
What about football?
Oh, that's a good question. I like CMC
Yeah.
and Tyreek Hill. I like fast guys. And I try to be like CMC, even though I'm probably not, but two of my favorite players to watch.
Endicott could use a new CMC.
Hey.
Yeah, right. Why not you, right?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today, Brian.
Thank you.
I'm Shane Delamere. Thank you for joining us on NCM Sports Talk today, and have a good one.
Endicott currently sits at 4-1 and recently defeated number 5 Hardin Simmons 37-10 to earn their first win over a nationally ranked opponent in program history. And we're also pleased to announce that Shane will be honing his broadcast skills as he calls the action this year for the Fairfield University club hockey team. Be sure to tune in. And remember, NCM Sports Talk is always looking to connect with Norwood High School alumni from all walks of life. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, please send them to NCM staff producer Ron Marshalsea at ron@norwoodcommunitymedia.org. The field hockey program has had some serious success already this fall season. I had the chance to sit down with field hockey head coach Allison Dolliner recently to get her thoughts on the season thus far. Well, I'm pleased to be joined by Norwood High School head coach Allison Dolliner. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
So glad to have you here. Class of 2006 here on the Hill, and 4 years at Merrimack playing field hockey. Now entering your 11th year as the head coach of the Norwood High School field hockey team. You know, when you think of field hockey, there's certainly some names, you know, of coaches that kind of came before you. Coach Penza, Coach Stye, and of course Coach Shakoy. You know, to kind of carry on that tradition of those former coaches, what's it like to follow in their footsteps?
It's not easy. Those are three pretty big names that are synonymous with Norwood field hockey. Coach Shakoy, you know, had that legendary team that went undefeated and unscored upon, and you know, it's great having her come back and do the commentary for some of the games. The girls love having her. She comes down and walks around the field before she goes up in the box, and she gives them her little pep talk and tells them to score early and often. So, you know, she's great. She was a great role model, not only as a coach, as an educator. She was a teacher when I was here at Norwood. She's fantastic. And Coach Stye I played for my 4 years here, and she, you know, was that last Norwood team to beat Walpole in the South Sectional Championship, and you know, some real legendary games she led teams to. And at that point, when I was playing for her, Al Penza was the JV coach and assistant varsity coach, and she, you know, she was the one that kind of gave me the shot at coaching when I graduated. She had me come back and be her assistant. So really, like, I kind of credit her to reaching out and getting me back into it. As soon as I graduated in May of 2010, I was back here in September of 2010 coaching with her.
That's excellent. I mean, you talk about, and you use a very interesting word and a very important word, role models. And you know, last year was the 50th anniversary of Title IX, which really changed the landscape for women's sports overall. You know, as a coach, you know, coaching young women, you know, what kind of things you try to convey to them about, you know, telling about those that came before them, you know, to kind of pave the way for where they are now, and you know, what kind of role they have as players for the next generation of female athletes.
Yeah, I think, you know, one thing that as a coaching staff we always try to stress is, you know, you can do it. Put your mind to it, you can do it. Whether it's in school, whether it's on the field, whether it's out in the community, if you put your mind to something, go all in. Be all in on it, and you can really do anything. We have a great group of girls, and you know, seeing them at practices and seeing them at different events around town, they're really great role models for our younger kids. Over the summer, we had kids up here helping out at the youth clinic, and when you see like the next generation of Norwood field hockey and how they look up to these girls, it's awesome. And this group that we have this year particularly is really, really special. Another thing that, like, for me, they've become, field hockey was kind of like my first baby, and now I've had two kids in the time that I've been coaching here. And you know, they come up to a lot of practices and they're around a lot, and I think it's also good for girls to see that, you know, you can be a mom, you can have a full-time job, you can do it all. You don't have to limit yourself in one thing or the other.
It really is. It's been very exciting to see, and the success of Norwood High School field hockey is, you know, certainly before you started and is clearly continued under your tutelage. Numerous MIAA postseason appearances. Hopefully another one here this year. Where, you know,
all bodes well,
that's
yeah.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. What do you kind of think you can equate to the reason for this overall general success of Norwood High School field hockey?
I think, consistent expectations from when I was a player here. There's expectations of what preseason's going to be. There's expectations of how you carry yourself. There's expectations of what it means to be part of the Norwood field hockey program. And I think because, Al Penza played field hockey here. I played field hockey here. My assistant coach, Sammy Hayes, played for me. We have another former player, Rose Campbell, who's back helping coach this year. We've all gone through the program and have a significant amount of pride in how the program carries itself and how the program runs. And I think having, people that have gone through it and been part of the successful programs in the past that keep coming back and helping, again, shows the girls playing now, like, it's more than just 4 years of high school. It really is a family that you can kind of come back to. And obviously when you're winning, it's fun, and that makes it a little easier to come back to. But my other assistant coach, Caitlin Naudebart, played field hockey in Walpole. So she's gone through the successful programs too, and she understands that culture and those expectations. And I think the way we put it all together is really, we have something good here.
Well, certainly the success that you speak of in the past has clearly continued this year so far, 9-1. The only loss, speaking of assistant coaches from Walpole, but I don't know how she got the job, but right, was the one loss to Walpole, which currently sits at number 1 in D1. Yeah. So you guys sit currently number 2 in D2 for the power rankings. You talked about earlier about this being a special group in terms of working with some of the other youngsters here in town on the field hockey. But what makes this team special on the field?
I think, they've gone through some ups and downs together over the last 3 years. This senior group were freshmen that COVID year where we had kind of that weird 7v7 season, and then we we only played 8 games. We started very late into September. It was a very weird year. So, they went through that. And then, their sophomore year, we had 6 or 7 freshmen on varsity, plus that sophomore group. Some of them had never played field hockey till freshman year. So now they're going from playing 7v7 for a season back to 11v11, which is how it's truly supposed to be played. So that was another big adjustment year. And then, last year we were just, again, young and trying to figure things out without Shay. So I think they've seen success at times, but they've also seen the other side of it and, had to work through some frustrations and some growing periods together. So I think that really has brought them closer together and closer knit. And, this year it's all about picking each other up, encourage each other, make sure everyone's feeling good, everyone's feeling ready. And they've done a really good job with that from the top all the way down to the seniors to the freshmen.
You mentioned in passing there about, Shay Larkey having missed last year. Obviously her return offensively has been huge for you guys, but if I look at, your schedule here right now, 6 of your wins have been shutout. Yep. And I've always been kind of of the mindset sometimes that defense wins championships.
Yep. I was a defender, I like that.
Yeah, exactly, yep. So, speak to that portion. Because sometimes the defense just kind of goes unnoticed, right? They're not scoring all the goals necessarily. But 6 shutouts defensively from the goaltending out forward has got to be something special.
It's got to start with our goalie. Ava O'Neill's done an amazing job in between the posts. She's made some saves that you're like, whoa, how did she get her pads on that? So she's a big hype girl for the team. She likes to get everyone going. She's got great energy. And then our 3 defenders, Captain Sophie Cruz, Bridget Sopels at center back for us, and Evan O'Neill have worked so hard this summer. The whole team really has. They put in a ton of work this summer between multiple summer leagues, Sunday night skills. They were just involved in as much as they could, and it really shows. But the defense is working really well as a unit. We did kind of switch up our formation from last year to this year. Ava Hines is playing more of like a low mid, so that gives them, instead of the sweeper, kind of more help on getting the ball upfield in that front end. But the way they're working as a unit is great, and the communication is something we've been stressing without that extra sweeper. And they've done a really good job picking up the talk. And even if, the ball's not down there, just be talking. Get yourself going, get everyone up. You guys, it starts with you guys back at the defense. Can't get the ball up if it's stuck down the end. Right. So
Yep. Yeah, and communication is big in any sport,
Yep.
but certainly when you want to work together, transitioning from defense to offense. And this year it's certainly you've had good quality players, good quality record so far. But I'd be remiss not to mention kind of a personal achievement for yourself. After 11 years, you notched your 100th win.
Did, yep.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
That's a great achievement.
Thank you.
What does it take, from kind of from a coaching standpoint now to kind of maintain that high level of coaching that gets you to 100 wins?
Definitely assistant coaches that are rock stars, because some days I am all over the place and they are like, stop, come back down to earth, focus. And so truly, like, my coaching staff over the last, we've had some people come and go, but Caitlin Notabart has been like my rock and my assistant coach since my second year.
Yeah.
And she just, definitely like the yin to my yang, like balances me out. My sounding board. We've had phenomenal parent support since my first year. We have a great parent group, the Friends of Norwood Field Hockey, and as we've had new parents come and go. We've had some that have been here for a while, some that were there for a while, that have had multiple kids. So the support from our parents has been awesome over the past 11 years. I'm super thankful for that. Al Penza, the former coach, still runs our youth program, and that's another huge asset to the program, is having someone that had played and coached Norwood High Field Hockey, and again knows the expectations that we have of the younger kids coming up. So the way that we work together and having those doors open between the two programs is really great. We at our Pink Game Friday night, we're going to have the youth is playing a little mini game at halftime, and we're doing a joint practice next week. So having the girls be able to see the fun and the winning, I think helps to to keep the success coming. We want to keep growing the younger program and growing the interest in the game. And I think some of our youth programs have super huge programs, like soccer does such a great job with their youth program, and basketball, it's huge. And I think Al Penza does a really good job with gaining the interest of younger kids in the town.
Well, it's great to see former coaches heavily involved, obviously current coaches. The program up here in the high school is in fantastic hands under your tutelage, and obviously with your assistant coaches as well, and the results on the field certainly speak for themselves. So congratulations to you and your entire staff, and obviously to all the players, both past, present, and I'm sure the future ones that are be heading up here to the Hill. Coach, I want to thank you so much for stopping in tonight. Best of luck the rest of the way. We'll kind of keep our fingers crossed as we wrap up and see where things fall. But good luck, and again, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Coach Allison Dolliner here, our Norwood High School field hockey coach. And staying with the field hockey theme, Joe Spadorsha, recent high school grad here from Norwood, made this highlight reel.
Older brother of Emily Spadorsha.
There you go.
Starting forward.
Make sure we put that in for him. Exactly. Made this highlight reel of the Mustangs' big 7-0 shutout win over Ashland. Recently, 2023 Norwood High School grad Noah Bodette sat down with NCM commentator and Norwood High School teacher Joey O'Connor. Noah and Joey talk about Noah's favorite memories from high school, scoring 1,000 points, and how he's getting ready to play at the college level.
Welcome to NCM Sports Talk. I'm Joey O'Connor here with Noah Bodette. For those unfamiliar maybe at home with Noah's story, Noah is a two-time Tri-Valley League MVP his junior and senior years here at Norwood High. During his junior year, he also went to the state finals. He's a 1,000-point scorer, and this fall he'll be heading to Emmanuel to play basketball. All right, so welcome, Noah Bodette. Good to see you.
Thank you.
It's been a little bit.
Thanks for having me.
First and foremost, how's your summer been? How's everything going?
Summer's been great. Had a couple vacations to Aruba,
There we
but
go.
besides that, playing basketball, getting ready for the college season.
Yeah, that sounds like a good vacation.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just going to jump into it. I've got some questions here for you. So during your time at Norwood High School, you played for several coaches, correct? You played for two?
Yeah, two coaches.
What was that experience like, playing for two different coaches throughout your career?
It was great. Well, I had Coach McDonald my first 3 years, freshman, sophomore, and junior. She was great. She had a way of connecting the players, making it really fun for everyone, and she got the most out of every player. So she was great. I loved having her, and then unfortunately she stepped down to go to the girls, but good decision for her. But we had Coach Ferroli, great ad, different coaching style than Coach McDonald. I'm not gonna lie, it took a little bit to adjust to, but he had his own unique aspect of coaching, and I really thought he too got the best out of every player, and which led to us winning another league title. So I really liked both of them.
Yeah, two legendary coaches for the folks at home. Chris McDonald, one of the all-time great high school coaches in Massachusetts, and Chris Fraioli, I've actually known for a little bit. I used to work at Dedham High, so
Oh, yeah.
I knew him years and years ago. He was coaching there for about 20-plus years. And so speaking of that senior year season this past year, how did you prepare for such a big season, coming off a state finals run, knowing you had a 1,000-point possibility coming up? How did you get ready for this season? Did you stay late? Did you come early? What'd you do?
So every morning, a lot of the mornings in the fall leading up to the season, I would go early, get shots up, use the shooting machine that we have at the high school, really just try to perfect my craft coming up for the season. So I would do that a lot of the mornings, and then while I was doing that, I also had AAU 2 times a week with tournaments on the weekends. So really playing 7 days a week, it helped me get ready for the season.
Yeah, I'd say so. And so once we got into the season, this was my first season announcing games, seeing you play in person. Something we noticed is obviously teams were focused on you. You were coming off an MVP season, you were coming off a title run. Teams were definitely focused on you with double teams. How did you play through that? How did you respond? How did you maybe use your teammates to help take some pressure off you?
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge. I'd say I had to deal with that a lot end of my junior year once teams started to know who I was. So it was good having that experience for my junior year because I knew it was going to be that and more my senior year. So it was good having the experience, but definitely the double teams, the box and ones is a challenge. But once you get your teammates involved, it opens the game up for everyone, and it led to us winning games.
Yeah, that was something I definitely noticed. Not only as a 1,000-point scorer were you scoring a lot, but you were also facilitating the ball a lot. We were getting Dylan Hemway open threes. We were getting Casey Sheehan active in the block. I think that was an underrated part of your game this year for sure.
Yeah, it's important to get everyone involved. At the end of the day, you can't win a game by yourself. You need to have everyone clicking, and that's what we did a really good job too my senior year.
For sure. And so coming back to this past year, huge accomplishment. You were a 1,000-point scorer, and you also did it in this gym, in your home court. What did that mean to you to get to that 1,000-point mark, and what did it mean to you to do that here at home at Norwood High School?
Yeah, it was really special, to do it at my home gym where, I started as a freshman scoring, and to finish the job 1,000-point in this gym, it was really special to me. I had the whole family come out, aunts, uncles, grandparents, parents, so I knew that I had to get the point, couldn't let them down. I think going into the night I was 12 away, so I knew I had to get some points on the board, but I believed in myself, and it was really cool when I got it. Parents came out, got the balloons, the flowers. and the student section was there to see it happen. So
Yeah.
it was cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think I was actually broadcasting that game.
Really.
So
That's great.
yeah, good memory right there. All right, so now taking yourself off the court, these past 4 years, Norwood High has some very good teams in other sports. So
Yeah.
as a fan, what were some of your favorite moments or your favorite moment as a fan?
Yeah, it's hard to pick because there's a lot of great moments. During my junior year, all the winter sports won the league, so there's a lot of good games to go to. If I've had to pick one, I would say the overtime playoff game the boys hockey team had. It was really cool. Fans are going nuts. It was great.
Yeah, hockey games usually get pretty rowdy,
Yeah,
so that's a
they
good
do.
choice.
It was great.
And so thinking about this fall, moving on to Emmanuel, how have you been getting ready for your freshman year at Emmanuel, both on the court, maybe in the classroom? What have you been doing to get ready?
Yeah, well, I've been playing a lot, obviously. You know, we had a summer league this summer, so I got to get with the guys a couple times a week and just do a summer league games. It's really good for gelling together, getting a sense of what the college game's gonna be like. It's a lot quicker, people are stronger, so that was good to have. And then besides that, just getting in the gym, working on my shot, working on my handle, working on defense, just trying to work on everything before I get into the college season.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
For sure. And entering your freshman year at Emmanuel, do you have any goals for this upcoming year?
I want to win the conference, so that's a big goal. I know that our team came just short last year, losing in the semis, so I think a big goal of the whole team is to win the conference.
Yeah.
I think we can do that.
For sure. And in terms of the college basketball game, where do you see yourself playing on the court? Are you going to stick to the point guard role? Are you going to be more of an off-ball shooter? Are you going to be a combo guard? Where do you project yourself on the court for Emmanuel?
I'd say I want to do a little bit of everything because I think I'm capable of it, but I'd say combo guard, moving off the ball, shooting threes, driving to the hoop is going to be my main role. So I'd say a little bit of shooting guard mostly, maybe a little bit of point guard too.
Gotcha. A little Derek White action for the Celtics fans at home.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
All right, I like it. And in the classroom this upcoming year, do you have a major at Emmanuel yet?
Yeah, I'm going to major in business management.
Awesome. Good choice.
Yep.
All right, so now for the folks at home, we're going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to hit you with some rapid fire questions. Noah has not seen these questions yet, so these are going to be honest answers, just straight to the point.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Favorite place to eat in Norwood?
Lewis's.
Lewis's, good choice. Favorite cereal?
Favorite cereal. I'm going to go Honey Bunches of Oats.
Okay, interesting. Favorite ice cream?
Ice cream, that's tough. I'm going to go coconut.
Okay, wow. Favorite movie to watch?
Just like a genre or just one movie?
Either one movie, favorite movie of all time, or a movie you love watching over and over and over.
I like Grown Ups.
Okay.
Grown Ups is a good movie.
Adam Sandler action?
Yeah, I love all Adam Sandler movies. I'm a
Yeah,
fan.
for sure.
Yeah.
Favorite professional athlete?
I'd say Steph Curry.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And this is a fun one. Would you rather have a shoe named after you or an award named after you in the future?
A shoe.
A shoe.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. And what brand are you thinking if you had to sign a shoe deal? Nike, Adidas,
I mean, if I
Jordan
had to
Curry
pick,
with Under Armour?
I can't go wrong with anything because a shoe's a shoe, but if I had to pick, I'd go Nike.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, and so for the folks at home, a little tidbit as well that I got a little clue about after this. You can see Noah's kind of dressed up to work out. The rumor is that Noah will be working out in the gym after this interview. So maybe we'll get a little sneak peek of that as well. But that should be the end of the interview right here. So for NCM Sports Talk, I'm Joey O'Connor. This is Noah Badette. You might see us playing a little one-on-one after the interview wraps up. Thanks for popping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Before the Canton football game was the first live broadcast of a student-produced program called NHS TV Pre-Game Live. Ron Marshalsea recently interviewed producers Brian Gagliard and Anthony Canidi to learn about why they started their show and what their goals are.
Today, I have the pleasure to interview two very ambitious and motivated NHS TV students, Brian Gagliard and Anthony Canidi. These two have worked all summer to prepare for their first production, NHS TV Pre-Game Live, a live show before each home Norwood football game where they talk to athletes, coaches, and administrators, all relating to Norwood sports. Brian, Anthony, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thanks
having us.
This is a
It's
true
an honor.
honor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to start by asking where this idea sparked from. So, Brian, you mentioned the reason you wore the blazer and T-shirt for the show was because of Pat McAfee. Was his show the main inspiration, or there was a number of things that you guys were inspired by?
So I always watched, like ESPN, stuff like that, and Pat McAfee show, of course, College Game Day. And I knew I wanted to get into sports media broadcasting. It's what I wanted to be doing since I was 10. And it kind of just sparked the idea while I was sitting in math class after a test. And I was just thinking, like, what if NCM had a way that they can flow into the football games instead of just going right into a football game? So I thought, let's put NHS TV on it because we're just starting. And the inspiration came from him and College Game Day, and it was just like, let's go put it on. Contacted Anthony because I knew he was very excited based off Jack Brady's After Dark. And we went to Miss Natalie. Shout out to her. She really helped us with this. And it was just wheels went on going since June.
And how did you jump in, Anthony?
I mean, I got the contact from Brian, and right away, yes, a clear yes. I mean, this stuff has always been like an interest to me, obviously, and Brian reaching out with the idea was a blessing. I mean, it was awesome. Get to, showcase all these sports before every Norwood football game. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, and so you can answer my next question. Talk to me about the pre-production process
Oh.
for the first episode. How long was it from the initial thought to actually executing that very first episode?
It was a long time. I mean, it definitely wasn't easy to. It was days leading up, days even months earlier, staying up, 2 a.m. sleeps, just, writing the script, like a lot of stressful times. I mean, stressful phone calls from Brian sometimes, like, how are we gonna do this? We need this clip. We need this. We need that. I mean, but we knew we were gonna find a way eventually, and I think 2 shows in, I feel like we've put in some pretty decent clips. I mean, there's always room for improvement, obviously.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I think so far we've done a pretty good job, but it's only up from here.
Absolutely. You guys are killing it.
Yeah.
Thank
to
you.
be the age you guys are and have as motivated as you guys are to do this, it's huge.
Yeah, we work really, really well as a team together. That's probably one of the main reasons why I contacted him, because I knew that he can be professional and responsible about how big this can be, and especially with the support from everyone, it's just turned into something that we never thought would be this crazy, and just the production. I mean, as he said, there's some nights, even on leading up to show week, there's some nights when we're up at 3:30 in the morning editing a video that we filmed an hour before because we want to get it in so nobody goes crazy and we have to cut stuff, because that's the worst thing is cutting stuff.
Oh,
We
no,
hate
Killing the
doing that.
puppies.
We hate doing that. Miss Natalie calls it killing the puppies, and I tell her if I kill the puppies too much, I'm gonna wound up in jail. So
Yeah.
No jail for you guys, I
No.
promise. Not with
Thank
this
you.
show. And so like you said, Anthony, you guys got 2 shows officially under your belt.
Yeah.
What do you each feel was the best and worst part of a live production?
the first one was shaky. I'm not gonna lie.
was,
The
it
first
was.
one was shaky. It was just a quick. I think it was 20 minutes. There was a couple slip-ups in the script. That's on me. There was a commercial that we thought was airing when it wasn't, so Akon accidentally said, "Am I good on live?" So the first production was shaky. It was a shake-up, but it was a great kind of like a first.
It was a learning experience.
It was a
for
learning,
sure.
and you guys, like you, Mr. Tolman, Kiki Thaxter, Dog, helping us a lot with tips and crew. Megan was a huge help too.
Yeah.
But then the second one, we were actually really proud with how that came out.
Yeah.
It was 35 beautiful minutes. The clip was awesome. The interview, Butch Stearns, that was a huge one.
Yeah.
Mr. Tolman helped us with that. It was such a great, well-executed time where the first show we were all stressing and we were all just trying to say what we got to say, but the second one was just beautiful.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would say, we made a switch to a teleprompter. We executed a way so that we didn't have to look down at a clipboard, because there's nothing worse than being like, this guy doesn't remember his lines, looking down at his clipboard. So I mean, we learned from that, the mess up, and we figured out let's HDMI a computer to a TV and put it right under the camera. No lines forgotten. I feel like that was really what made the difference.
Yeah,
and
it worked beautifully
yeah,
too.
just being confident, I feel like, is a huge thing. Like,
Absolutely.
if you're out there shaky, like shaking around, I mean, people are at home are gonna be like, oh, this guy just let it loose. I mean,
You have to have a
Yeah.
personality when you're on camera.
oh yeah, you can't fake anything.
And
No way.
we are very fortunate to have the personality we have and the fun we have doing it. It's so fun when we end up doing it too.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As someone who reads a teleprompter every single week, I can tell you, you need a teleprompter.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you do.
absolutely.
You can't be doing that much reading, that much talking without a teleprompter.
Hard to remember all that too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot of memorization.
Yeah.
And so, next question, everyone has a why they do what they do, why they get up in the morning. What would you both say is your why for creating this show?
It's a good question.
I think the why was just the main goal. The main goal of the show is, and we said this from the same start. Football obviously is probably one of the biggest high school sports. It attracts the most people. It gets the most people involved. So the point of the show was to showcase all the sports, because all the sports need the same amount of equality and fairness, because some of these sports are super difficult to do.
100%.
Volleyball doesn't get touched on, and volleyball is an amazing sport to watch. I went to a couple games to grab content there. Field hockey is a difficult sport. That is a difficult sport.
Yeah.
And
Not to mention they're on a roll.
Oh, yeah.
tear,
Shout out field
tearing
hockey.
Absolute
the
tear right
Tri
now.
Valley League, tearing. But so the why was just, let's showcase every single sport in Norwood because they equally all put in the work. It's not just the football teams putting in more work, so let's all go to the football game. It was, let's get an equal amount of sports, the equal amount of love they deserve. And then also, because we always wanted to have our own version of a show, we were always been interested. I want to go to college for this. This is something I really want to do. So this was kind of like a kick into the door of what I can put in college and what I, in the future, put in. So
Show what you can do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
I would say, like, I know we're obviously in high school now, but, like, just growing up, like, seeing, like, your face on a TV, whether it be, like, the local channel, anything, I mean, like, there was no feeling like it. So I feel like, especially, like, this weekend doing work for NCM, like, doing all the football games, I mean, I remember, like, NCM coming to all the games and being like, no way, I'm on TV.
yeah.
So just doing that, like, like he said, giving the fairness to, like, all the sports, I feel like you get a sense of accomplishment for people, giving you compliments and stuff, but I feel like that's not the biggest part. I feel like it's just, giving the happiness to all the sports, seeing themselves on TV and everything. I feel like it's pretty awesome.
And final question, I'm sure everyone is wondering, they're holding back and ready. When is the next show, and what can people expect? Are you guys going to be on field hockey?
We got a special announcement there. We're breaking news here. We're going 2 shows in 1 week.
Yeah.
Okay.
The October 26th or 23rd, excuse me, and October 27th for that football game, and then field hockey senior night.
Yeah. Megan Corbett, who works at NCM, awesome human being, challenged us mid-broadcast last show, and we weren't going to take no as an answer. We weren't going to step down. As much as Megan Corbett's way over us, we weren't going to tell her no. So stuff we can expect from the show is we're doing an NFL draft combine, so that should be a really funny clip. I'll probably go try somewhere else, like I did with Juice Bar. Have maybe a couple of sit-down interviews with football, because that's the one sport we haven't touched up yet. And I'd say the one thing to expect when you're tuning into NHS TV pregame is a whole bunch of fun with two sophomore kids saying stuff that can make you laugh. And
Make you cry. Make you
Make
feel
you cry.
Make you feel some things.
it can make you, it can make you feel like you're, as we like to say, electric. It can put that dog in you. That's what we also say.
Much like
And,
Kiki Thaxter has.
Kiki
already.
Thaxter is a dog out there. So so it's always fun being able to bring like the newer terminology into these broadcasts. So that's really fun to do. But next show. Everyone tune in on NCM, and can't wait for a whole bunch of fun. Whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
That week should be a really fun week, and we can't wait to do that too. So
I think everybody thinks it'll be a fun week.
yeah,
So,
that will be a fun
it'll be
week.
good.
Yeah,
well, good luck to you guys. Thank
you.
you guys for being here.
yeah.
Thank you for having
Thanks,
us on
John.
here.
Yeah,
And
this
good
was
luck
awesome.
on two shows in 1 week. That's a
Yeah.
trouble, but I think you guys can do it. There's no
That's
doubt in my
that's
mind you
something
guys
that
can do it.
we're that's a huge challenge, and I believe that we're
Get
ready
back
to
down, yeah.
overcome and show Megan Corbett that we can do it. That's the one goal. I want to beat Megan Corbett out. I want to prove Megan Corbett wrong.
All right.
So
All right. But trust me, I know. You can't say no to Megan. So.
no, you can't. No. Megan's my
understand.
boss.
All right. Well, thank you guys again very much for being here. And don't forget to tune in early to the NCM Community Channel on football game days to see what Brian and Anthony have in store. For NCM Sports Talk, I'm Ron Marshalsea.
It's great to see these students are taking advantage of the NHS TV and NCM partnership to learn all about video production. One of the special things that NCM provides during the live broadcasts are in-game and post-game interviews with players and coaches. These segments truly add another great layer to the overall game experience. Here are just a few of the interviews from this fall season.
Big win. What are you thinking about right now?
I'm just thinking about going to celebrate with my boys. Great win, never give up.
What did you think coming into the game about the team?
We knew Holliston was a great team, so we knew they're going to give a good fight, but we prepared for them all week and we're ready for them. So.
All right, I got to ask you, what's the name of that play, that nice special trick play?
Reverse toss pass. I mean, it's pretty much the Philly special, but I don't call it that.
What did you tell the team after this game?
You know, I'm so proud of them. That down 10, I've been here for a long time, and I've seen some teams kind of just, you know, not have the grit to come back. These guys never gave up. They constantly fought. 4th and a mile, they get the first down. 4th and a mile again, they get the first down. We need a stop on defense. We get the stop on defense. It was 44 guys playing their ass off the whole game, and you know, it was a phenomenal football game. Holliston, the same thing. They didn't give up. They were going. They were playing. It's just, you know, I think Todd Kiley, their head coach, said it's going to be a 15-round heavyweight match. Let's see who wins. Well, it was a 15-round heavyweight match, and we won.
And here we have the winning coach today, Coach Allison Dolliner. Coach, congratulations. That was a close one. Westwood played y'all hard tonight.
Yeah, much closer than we would have liked it, but we'll take the win.
I tell you, it seemed like your offense had a lot of chances early on, and the Westwood goalie made a lot of big saves.
Yeah, she's good.
Did you like what you saw from the defense in the second half?
From our defense?
Yeah.
They were, you know, they played hard. There were definitely, I think, all around that fourth quarter, there were a few mental mistakes. I'd rather us get them out of the way now, though, instead of next week when the tournament starts.
There we go.
Yeah, for sure. And from up here, Allison, it looked like in the first half you guys had a lot of breakout, fast break opportunities.
Yeah.
But it looked like Westwood kind of shut those down on defense in the second half. What did you see from that Westwood defense that kept this a close game in the second half?
They definitely adapted that second half. I think, you know, they started playing us a little bit deeper, giving some more space so they could get the reads on those flattened through balls a little bit more. I think we kind of started, because they made such good adjustments, I think we started getting a little panicked and kind of didn't stick to our game plan. But we were lucky to come out with the win in the end.
So you got 2 more games on the schedule. The girls must be excited to play one more at home.
Yeah.
I guess you get senior night tonight and then Medfield.
Yep, Medfield Wednesday. Medfield played us pretty good the first time, too. It was back and forth for much of the first half in that game. We scored, then Medfield scored. It was tied 2-2 at one point, and then we kind of broke out at the end. So we just got to keep coming out strong, keep coming out. As Kathy Shakoy always says, you got to score early and often. So the girls have kind of been using that motto. She said it to them on the first game of the season, and they've kind of been sticking to that all around. So that's kind of the game plan, what we try to do, come out and get the goals early and go up ahead early.
Sounds great. Well, we hope they continue to take Coach Shakoy's strategy there.
Yeah.
Norwood scored early and often today, and that was the difference.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, Coach, for joining us.
Well, that's it for this episode of NCM Sports Talk. Once again, we hope you've enjoyed the program. And remember, to stay up to date with all things Norwood sports, tune in every week for Ron Marshalsea's Sportscast on Norwood News. And if you've missed any one of NCM's broadcasts, or you just want to see a certain game or program again, you can always go to the on-demand feature on the NCM website, norwoodcommunitymedia.org. For NCM Sports Talk, I'm Mark Hoover. Have a great day, everyone, and let's go Mustangs.